Thank you so much for joining us for Live on KEXP. We're at 90.3 FM in Seattle, 92.7 FM in the Bay Area, at kexp.org, streaming worldwide, and also on the KEXP mobile apps. I'm Cheryl Waters here in the KEXP studios with a longtime friend, super talented, and a new album out called Little Wide Open. It's Kevin Morby. Welcome back, Kevin.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good to see you.
Always a pleasure. And I am itching to hear these songs live. You ready to go?
Ready.
Take it away.
I'm up in the morning, then back down in the evening. It's a mystery, baby, what happens in between them. Say, don't you medicate, just breathe or meditate. But I need something faster for my before and afters. The come up or come downs from some natural disasters. Prairies, they wildfire, seas hurricane. The hills, they are landslide. Tornadoes strip the plains. In my whole earth quakes. When I find a good thing, not sure that I deserve it. Like, how did I earn this? I'm afraid I'll just hurt it. Also, I burn it down and collect the insurance and document my pain. Keep faces and names, remember places and dates. Remember how they did me wrong. Remember how they changed me. And I'll take a picture, a before and after, of the fault lines on my face from all my tears and my laughter. The come up or come downs from some natural disaster. The lowlands will flood, the desert will dry up, the hills will landslide, volcanoes will erupt, and you will fall in love. Then that love will haunt you. You know you won't die. They'll just simply leave your side, disappearing to the mystery, disappearing to the little white. And you'll cry, cry baby, you'll cry. I'm up in the morning, then back down in the evening. What happens between is a dream. Our before and afters, our tears and our laughter, songs on the Stratocasters, our prayers stuck up in the rafters, our epilogues after our chapters in a natural disaster. I'm out in the flames, in the rain. Come to me, baby, come to me now. 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 Baby, come to me now. Baby, come to me now. Baby, come to me now.
All right. This next song is called 100,000.
Pretty girls, pretty sisters, twirling batons, blowing penny whistles. You're gonna swan dive when you kiss her. You're gonna write poetry, babe, when you miss her. Southern Baptist, Father Mister. Pretty girls, pretty sisters. Ugly boys, ugly brothers, die for your country or one another. Muscle cars in the front yard, master of puppets, and kill 'em all. Don't question God, don't question mother. Ugly boys, ugly brothers. in their beds, 6 feet beneath the rooftops, all sleeping like the dead. 100,000 highways, all tend to disappear. 100 miles an hour, stuck in 7th gear. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Woo!
You're listening to Kevin Morby live on KEXP. That one was so beautiful. Made me start tearing up.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thank you.
Okay, this next one is called Javelin.
By myself, I should go dancing. Take my boots off the shelf. Don't be concerned, babe, at least not yet. I am still happy to be breathing. You know I have been, you know I have been traveling through the air and down the highway. Javelin towards this old cow town in the Bible Belt. Remember when they asked us, baby, how it felt to be alone, just the two of us in the middle of America. When the sun goes behind the moon and the earth goes black, Mama, it's like that. Mama, it's like that. Belongs forever, babe. Is it just one day?
You're listening to Kevin Morby live on KEXP.
All right, this song is called Dandelion.
Running through fields of gold, acting young but feeling old, stuck on loop somewhere inside time's race. As I watch dandelions break upon your face. You know I live to make you laugh, but I wanna die when you cry like that. Some silly clown you keep hanging around. Watch as I pantomime someone out acting mine. Makeup on my face. Blowing bubbles just to pass the time. Singing songs and making rhymes. Chewing gum outside some space station. Songs about butterflies, written with friends of mine from some other town. Well, how far is the storm? Watch out for the lightning's warning. You can count the miles on the clock like a child. Well, 1 Mississippi, 2 Tennessee, 3 Georgia, baby, 4, 5 Oklahoma, 6 my sweet Kansas, 7 Colorado, 1 more. Just call it 9 miles. It's gonna take a while to reach our door. Here comes rain, here comes the flood. Here comes fire and that other stuff. Well, how fast is it? And just how bad can it get? Notice the water lines up on the highway signs, written in rest. And notice the dandelions, somehow they stay dry despite the rain. No, life can be a gamble, especially when you ramble. Bet on yourself this time to make it out alive, just like a dandelion. You're just like a dandelion.
So beautiful. It's Kevin Morby live on KEXP, songs from the brand new album, Little Wide Open. That sounded amazing.
Thank you very much, Cheryl.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Kevin, your songs have a quality to me that makes them instantly familiar. I want to sing along to a song even if I'm hearing it for the first time, and I think I can, which is always
That's good.
comical, but they're just packed with meaning and nostalgia. I feel like this album has more love songs than I remember hearing on other records. What were you thinking about when you were writing songs for Little Wide Open?
You know, it's funny because for the longest time, I wasn't really aware that I was making a record. I was just writing a bunch of songs, you know, and in the wake of This Is a Photograph, I'd put so much into that album, and we were taking it out on the road, and I was loving the shows, and it's the first time maybe ever since I started my career as a solo artist that I felt a little aimless for what was going to come next, and I was just sort of collecting these songs. And I've been saying this recently, but it's kind of like I didn't really discover the record until I was in the studio with Aaron, and I feel like we're kind of chipping away at songs, and then they sort of revealed themselves to me. And I did have all these sort of more vulnerable sort of love songs. I've kind of prided myself on writing from these sort of character studies or, you know, different vantage points that aren't my own. And I've always loved that, but I think something did happen. Maybe it's just a little bit of age or something, but I started to write more from like my, point of view. And a lot of love songs came out of those. And yeah, I really sort of discovered that in the studio.
Well, you mentioned Aaron. That's Aaron Dessner of The National, who's a very accomplished producer, has worked with some wonderful people. And I understand that Aaron sought you out and wanted to make a record specifically with you. Tell me about how that came about. And it sounds like it was a pretty special experience working with him, and he pulled some really interesting things out of you.
Yeah, it was really special. And Aaron's an amazing person and so talented. And his success is so hard and well earned. And like I was saying, I feel like I've always had my next project in mind, and it's the same as producers. And I have this long, line of amazing producers that I've worked with in the past. But for whatever reason, this time I was a little stumped. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to do something different, and I didn't know who or what with. And so, like in 2024, I was procrastinating, and I found myself just booking like as many shows as possible to sort of distract from the fact that maybe I should have been making a record. And I kind of knew I was doing that, and I just sort of perpetually stayed on the road for that whole year. And one of those things that I got asked to do that I said yes to was opening for The National in London. And the next day, we were driving out of London. I was listening to The National, and I've never sat with their music too long. And I remember listening to it. I was like, I'm gonna give this a shot. And I was listening to it, and I was thinking how good the vocals sounded. And in that moment, I got this text from Aaron that was like, "Hey, buddy, thanks so much for opening for us last night. By the way, I would love to make some magic with you someday." And it was just one of those things where I was like, "Oh, there it is. This is what was supposed to happen." I'm glad I said yes to all this stuff, and that feels completely right. So I'm really glad that happened.
Well, you've said that Little Wide Open feels like kind of an unintentional trilogy to your previous album, Sundowner, and this is a photograph. In what way? What are they saying? And where does this album fit in?
That's another thing that's just sort of revealed itself when we're getting ready to go into the whole, press junket of this cycle. I sort of realized, because Katie and I recently moved back to Los Angeles, and now we're splitting our time between LA and Kansas City. So we still have, a big footprint in Kansas City. But Little Wide Open and Sundowner and this is a photograph. They're very middle American records. And they're, I see Sundowner as sort of my re-entry back into middle America. And then this is a photograph is like me going as deep as possible. And Little Wide Open, still very much rooted in middle America, but sort of on my way out. So it's a little bit of a goodbye album to that part of the country, even though if I'm still there some of the time. So it wasn't really until I was looking at sort of, what I was going to be talking about in interviews where I was like, oh, this is sort of maybe my last record that I'll make as a sort of full-time Midwesterner.
And Little Wide Open is feels kind of like an emotional, visual name for an album. What does that mean to you?
It means a bunch of different things. It's one of those things as a songwriter, something just falls out of your mouth and you're like, what does that mean? What does Little Wide Open mean? And I just started saying it. There's that part of Natural Disaster where Lucinda Williams sort of sings this poem. And I think that's the first time I sort of came up with that. And then I wrote the song, which is now the title track. And I think it's a couple different things. I think it's sort of a funny title because how can you be a little wide open? You have to be very wide open. Can't just be a little wide open. But I also think, like Tom Petty was a big inspiration on this record. And of course, he sort of depicts this great wide open. And when I think of the great wide open, I think of sort of driving west and sort of going through, Arizona or New Mexico, the California desert. And where I live, they're always, called the flyover states, but yet it's still this expansive, big landscape and this big open sky. So I was like, it's the little wide open. We're like the little guys of the wide open spaces. Well,
this is an incredible album, and you have sort of your pick of any musicians that will work with you. I'm looking around this room and
very, very
kind
lucky.
of blown away. And then to working on the record, of course, Aaron is all over the record. Amelia Meath on that beautiful song Javelin, which was the first song I heard from the album. And I think Justin Vernon, Colin Kroom, the list goes on and on and on. Lucinda Williams. And I'm just curious how you envision all those collaborations. Are these just these wonderful accidents that happen or opportunities that come up, or do you consider some of those people when you're thinking about what you want to do with that song?
They're all pretty natural, It's just a sort of thing. Like Amelia is a great example. I've known her probably 20 years, and I'm, a huge fan of hers, and she's a good friend. And just, I was envisioning these sort of vocals coming in at the end of Javelin. I was like, Amelia would be great for that. And all these people were like the first thought that I had, and I'm just really lucky and blessed that they, wanted to do it. Katie Gavin's record, her solo record, I really, really loved, and I was listening to it a lot throughout the making of this. Justin Vernon works with Aaron a lot, so that was like me and Aaron had that idea as well. And Justin and I have been hanging out in LA a lot. We play tennis on Fridays, so that just sort of naturally came about. And then Lucinda Williams, is such a hero, and I've always been a big fan. It wasn't really until I started dating Katie, and that's really Katie's North Star, but I became like a huge fan via her. And we've hung out with her a few times. They've gotten closer, and we all played together at the Wilco Festival in Cancun a couple years ago. Got to know Lucinda a little bit better, but I wanted this sort of like voice of wisdom and this voice of like God, essentially, to like come in that song, and Lucinda was the first to pop into my mind, and really lucky she said yes. And I'm so lucky to play with all these musicians. They're, my best friends, and they're the best. Do you guys want to introduce yourself? You all have microphones.
Everybody say hello.
I could introduce you, but let's hear your voices. Okay, I'm Kevin Morby.
Dom Billett. Cole Berggren.
Cochemea Gastelum.
Liam Kazar.
Camellia Hartman.
I'm Cheryl Waters, and I'm singing silent backing vocals. It's a good thing they don't have my mic on during the songs, because I know all the words.
You would sound great. We got to get you up there on the stage.
I sort of love that idea, and it terrifies me at the same time. Well, you just listed this incredible list of musicians, and so I, of course, have to talk about the legendary Mavis Staples, who played the KEXP Yule Benefit with Jeff Tweedy, and covering your song Beautiful Strangers, won a Grammy for that song. I mean, Pinch Me Now.
For real, yeah. Pinch Me Now.
That's incredible. I can't even imagine how that makes you feel.
Yeah, it makes me. It's very surreal. It's very stunning. I finally got to meet Mavis. I had never met her before, and she covered the song, and the record came out before I even met her. Then our good friend Nathaniel Rateliff did a very sweet thing where he was playing these holiday shows in Denver, and he had the two of us come out to play Beautiful Strangers for the first time together. And yeah, I mean, she's unbelievable. I can't believe that I'm at all like a little blip in her amazing story, and she's just, she's incredible. And she's so warm, and she's so youthful, and she's just so powerful. And I don't know, it's really surreal. It's hard to find the words. And then the whole Grammys experience is just really, really crazy. I'm really grateful. And for the longest time, I knew that was going to happen because Andy, who works at Anti Records, and Brad, who produced the record, they told me that she's gravitating towards Beautiful Strangers and wanted to record it for the record. And so for a long time, I felt like I had the secret that there's no way it's going to come true. This is too good to be true. And then when it happened, it's just really surreal. And I do feel like, I want to live a long, long time. But if I died tomorrow, I could hang my hat on that. I feel very, very proud.
Well, I feel very, very proud as well, and it's so well-deserved. I mean, you've been doing this since you were literally a baby, since you were in your teens. I mean, how does it feel 20 years to know that this has been most of your life?
Well, we were watching the Babies KEXP earlier today.
Yeah.
And I was joking, that's before I had to grow a beard to hide my double chin. Before my double chin, I had to go into witness protection program. But it's amazing, I think I'm becoming that person who's like, it goes by in a flash, like just enjoy your 20s now, or enjoy, your teenage years now, because it feels like a long time, but at the same time, it feels like it just happened. It feels like I was just in here the other day, so excited to play KEXP for the first time with the Babies. And, I've come in here so many times since, and it's truly a blessing to be on the road. And no matter how tired or insane I feel, it's better than anything else.
Well, we have so many Kevin Morby live on KEXP videos for people to enjoy, and I think they should go back and watch that first one with the Babies live on KEXP. It's on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, if I feel like I don't know how to sing now, I really didn't know how to sing then.
Oh, so not true. So not true.
They can be the judge.
Well, speaking of life experiences that are unforgettable, it seems trite to ask how you feel about this, but you're about to become a father. And I can only imagine how wonderful that feels, and just sending so much love out to you and Katie.
Thank you. Yeah, again, it's sort of it's surreal. I know it's one of those things that until you experience it, you don't know what it's going to be. So I'm just sitting here waiting for it to happen, and then it's going to happen, and who knows what that's going to be like. But I'm really excited. And you guys gave me a little knit KEXP hat today. We've been getting a lot of baby clothes on the road at Levon Helms. We just played there, and they gave us some adorable baby clothes. Katie got a lot on her most recent tour, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm excited to play catch with the little guy.
No, I can't wait. I can't wait to meet him. Well, thank you all so much. You sound incredible, and it's always such a joy to see you and to hear you play Little Wide Open. So wonderful, and thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's such an honor being here, always. Thank you for what you guys do for music. It's the best.
You're listening to Kevin Morby live on KEXP. A big thank you to the band for this incredible performance, and also to our listeners and viewers for making sessions like this possible. KEXP is listener-powered, and you can support us with a financial gift anytime at kexp.org. Keep all this great music in your life. Music discovery is the most wonderful thing. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll let you know every time we launch a new video. Once again, Kevin Morby live on KEXP.
Thank you.
Discover new music at listener-powered kexp.org.